Hello, everybody. Our football fantasy back with the camera.
Yes, sir.
We are going to be getting into the breakdown of what has happened in the first round so far. The full draft is over, if I'm not mistaken.
Full draft is over.
And we obviously have our first round picks kind of slotted up here already, and we talked about that last podcast. So we want to go back, kind of give what we got right, what we got completely wrong, and then where we were kind of in the right area, but not exactly the right person. I think we're gonna break this up, half the draft. So I'm gonna start off with the first 16 pick, and we'll get into it.
Where you going?
So
Start off.
no surprises. The Panthers don't move out, don't do anything crazy. They go and take Bryce Young, which we both predicted. Needing a quarterback to kind of build anything from this team that had slight momentum kind of going into this offseason. I think it's probably the best idea to pick the best player on the board. Why wouldn't you?
No, I don't disagree. It was just a debate on which quarterback did they want to go with. Him or CJ Stroud, honestly, were the top two. I am perfectly fine with them taking Bryce Young at the one. I feel like that's a great play by them. You need a quarterback, and they have names around him on the offense. They got Miles Sanders, Hayden Hurst. There are names.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I definitely think Bryce Young was a step above CJ Stroud, so I like this pick even better. I think he's going to do good things for them. Start immediately and get them at least on a better path. I don't know if the Panthers are going to go and be a Super Bowl contending team. They're definitely not. But
well, then what the hell do you do with Andy Dalton? You're saying you don't. You're starting Bryce Young, week one, day one.
Probably, yeah.
Or not Andy Dalton. You're not taking Andy Dalton and like riding him out a little bit.
No.
Interesting.
No, they took the first overall pick on this man. You're paying him an exuberant amount of money, probably semi-comparable to what you're paying Andy Dalton. So yeah,
I would. It's a fat bonus for getting picked number one.
Of course.
I still like the pick. It's the Panthers. Do you think that the outcome of the whole Bears and Panthers trade is even on both sides now, or is it still a full fleece from the Bears?
Fleece from the Bears? I don't think it's a fleece from the Bears. I think Bryce Young is a great talent that the Panthers got from this pick. I would say this definitely evens it out. I don't think it was a fleece necessarily. What makes you think that?
They got DJ Moore into first.
I guess. But they get the first overall pick.
They do get the first overall pick, but
I think that's pretty decent for the first overall pick.
Oh yeah, but DJ Moore is pretty decent too.
Yeah, I guess. Going down to the 2 spot. I'm gonna let you kind of talk about what you did there because it was an interesting situation. But CJ Stroud gets picked, second quarterback off the board at the second spot. Texans definitely needed a reliable player, and with them having the 12th pick, I believe. Yep. It also kind of made sense for them to go, proven quarterback and then maybe another offensive threat to kind of solidify that offense.
Yeah.
Which they ended up doing, but we'll get into that. They do go CJ Stroud here, and I got it right. What did you do, Kevin?
Great analysis. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, I did.
Excuse me. I did have Will Anderson going here, which
was wrong. Which was wrong.
It is wrong.
But that is green.
But if we slide also in the number 3,
I'm just standing up.
The number 3 overall pick, the Houston Texans trade back up with the Arizona Cardinals and take the number 3 overall pick, and they take Will Anderson Jr. So technically, I'm not wrong. They took him, and both of these could have been flip-flopped.
Yeah, but they didn't take him at the 2.
They did not take him at the 2. They took him at the 3.
Yeah, so that's wrong. But they did trade. They didn't trade out of the second, though.
What?
They didn't trade out of the second.
They traded their pick. They traded their number. No, the Cardinals did.
The Cardinals traded out of the 3rd.
That's what I said.
We're talking about the second pick.
I said if we moved in.
Okay. Okay.
You are correct that the number 2 spot, they did take CJ Stroud. Is CJ Stroud smart enough to play in the NFL? A great question. Did you see the score he got?
Yeah. I saw what Bryce Young got.
What did he get?
He got high. He got like we're talking the
Yeah.
Wonderlic.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Out of 100.
Yeah.
I believe he got like a 94.
Yeah. Guess what CJ Stroud
I
got?
do not know.
An 18.
18.
18.
No, that's not ideal.
No.
That's not ideal.
And then the came out from him saying, why do I need to go to school and get grades? I just play football. So
Nice. All right. Smart man.
you
Going
know
to Houston. Makes sense.
he's going to Houston. I mean, if he knows how to play football, well, hey,
Yeah.
more power to him, but should be very interesting. They got names on there too that are ready for him.
They definitely do. They definitely do. The Texans are, I'm not gonna say an up and coming team by any means, but
I don't know
they
if they
are
can
on
get
the
worse.
uptrend.
They can't get worse. They're bad.
Well, yeah, they're the worst team in the league, and then now they're like the third worst team.
Who was the worst last year? Oh, the Bears were technically.
Yeah.
The Bears were the worst. That's so crazy. They were in like every single game, but they could not win it.
Yeah, Justin Fields is not like finishing.
No, that's true.
Um,
But would you compare CJ Stroud to Justin Fields? I'd say they're both more. No, CJ Stroud's a pocket passer. I'd say more than a running quarterback.
CJ Stroud,
So,
definitely more of a pocket passer. I would think at least what he did at Ohio State, put in a like really good system.
yeah.
He was a system quarterback and kind of led that team in a more field general type of way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get an 18 on this test, it's a little tough.
It's a little tough. Do you like the pick of CJ Stroud? You obviously had the pick of CJ Stroud. Do you still agree with it at this point?
No,
No?
I don't like CJ Stroud that much in general. So, but the Texans needed a quarterback. He's probably the best option. I liked Anthony Richardson a lot, and we'll see that was obviously warranted. And if he was getting picked that high, I think the Texans should have taken him.
Going to the 3, I had the Arizona Cardinals taking a person here. I had them taking Jalen Carter, the defensive tackle / edge rusher.
Absolute beast.
From Georgia. I thought that they would have kept the pick, but evidently, as we alluded to, they do not.
No.
And they do take Will Anderson Jr. What is your opinions? That's technically wrong from you, but it's right order of wrong team.
It is Will Anderson.
You had the Cardinals taking him.
Will Anderson will go third. And they went third.
Sure. The Houston Texans straight up, they're number 12 and a future 3, I think, or something like that, to get the number 3 pick, and they take Will Anderson. What's your opinion of them getting their duo here?
Well, this is a power move. I don't think CJ Stroud was the right quarterback, but hey, they go and get who they think their guy is. And Will Anderson is the best player that's not a quarterback on this board, for sure. Probably the best player on this board. So I don't hate it at all. He's going to go in there, play almost any defensive position that the Texans will really need extremely well, full force, and be productive.
Yeah.
What else could you ask for?
He's all around talent. They definitely needed an edge rusher.
Yeah.
They haven't had an edge rusher since J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt just retired after not being on their team for 3 years.
Yeah, they definitely need to replace that. I mean, it's extremely hard to do so, but if anyone's going to go do it, Will Anderson's going to be top of that.
I mean, their entire team needs were just defense. That's the entire defense right there.
Yeah.
D-line, safety, linebacker, edge, cornerback. There's no other position.
Yeah, no, you're 100%.
That's the entire positions of the defense.
Yes. Every level. We did allude to Anthony Richardson kind of being picked a little bit high here. And with the Colts being at 4, you had
with the top 5.
You had them take still in the top 5. You had them taking a quarterback. I had them taking a quarterback. That would have made it my 3rd quarterback going out and your 2nd.
Yeah.
And they go and take Anthony Richardson, which none of us saw. And I think this is awesome.
It's great shift change for their entire culture there.
This is what we wanted them to do, but we're all like, they probably won't.
Oh, yeah.
So I totally agree. I think this could be revolutionary for the Colts and help push them into where they think they should be, which is winning playoff games.
But yeah. They gotta evolve.
100%.
I think the team that kept going on that trend would be the Tennessee Titans, who do draft Will Levis in the second round.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? Why he's doing this? Why waste it? He's the third overall in that team now.
Yeah, but he's another player that is exactly what they are used to.
Well, they tried Malik Willis last year.
It didn't work.
That was bad.
So then go back to what you're used to.
Fair enough. For Anthony Richardson's sake, great pick by the Colts. I think if they didn't take him, he might have fallen a bit here.
Very much.
It was either he was going to fall a
Well,
bit.
I don't know. He could have gone to the Raiders.
He could have gone to the Raiders. I don't know. I feel like they would be more inclined to not take him and just stick with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
But it was either him that was going to fall because everyone's like, the hype's not worth it, or they're not going to take Will Levis.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be Will Levis.
Oh, big rib Will Levis.
Yeah.
I mean, Mez was almost guaranteed to go top 10.
He thought he was going top 5.
Oh.
He was ready. He had
Can't expect anything in
the
this
whole
film, man.
whole fam around him for the entire draft. They kept showing him. He was that dude. You remember Lamar like 2 years ago?
It's a cold world. It's a cold world.
Remember?
At the 5 spot, we got Seattle picking, and they go out here and take Devin Witherspoon.
Mm-hmm.
I believe both of us had them taking
Tyree Wilson,
a defensive end in Tyree Wilson, who we thought would have been a great addition, but honestly, Devin Witherspoon, first corner off the board. I don't know if he deserved to go top 5, but he is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, physical player. Talked about him at length in our breakdown of the draft. He's going to go and, I mean, bring that Legion of Boom mentality that the Seahawks need to refine.
Yeah.
And yeah, it kind of fits their needs. And yeah.
I am intrigued that he made it to the top 5. I think I had him going 6. So not far off. I think you also, you had him at 10. Damn. I had him at 6. I didn't know if he was personally worth a top 5 talent. But
that's what
I would love to be proven wrong, personally.
I agree.
I'd be okay with that. Devin Witherspoon is a great corner.
He is.
He was dirty was he the Illinois?
Could have been, yeah.
I think it was Illinois. Large man. He's going to be in there. He's going to start no matter what. I like the pick. I don't know if he's worth the top 5.
I don't think he's worth the top 5 either. We can say that as many times as we want, but it is what it is. This was a very even draft, as we said before, and I definitely don't think a corner should have gone top 5, but we're done with that. He is going to be influential and play week 1 for the Seahawks. So it's not much more you can add. He's going to play week 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure. How do you think this top 5 came out overall? We had 3 of the 5.
Interesting. I like Anthony Richardson being in there.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Will Anderson were no-brainers in my opinion.
Yep.
I didn't see them not going outside of the top 5.
I think we had that before.
Anthony Richardson and Devin Witherspoon were ones that they weren't head scratchers, but they definitely like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that, but okay.
Mm-hmm. It's a slight reach.
I wouldn't even say a reach, just like not exactly what was expected.
Yeah, I got you.
Jalen Carter is definitely a name that was up there. Like, how did he fall?
The awful feeling.
Yeah, I feel like. I really feel like Tyree Wilson could have gone up there.
Mm-hmm.
Will Levis was a name that was supposed to be up there. So, I mean, shit, you could have had someone like Skoronski up there, and the 5 spot.
You're not wrong.
You know, just in terms of
the Cardinals actually stay down there,
drafts and such.
Yeah.
Sliding down to our 6th spot via trade.
Where
the Cardinals switch out with
the Dolphins.
No. Who did? No.
Go to the 12.
No, this is here. It's the Texans.
No. They traded back up to there. Go to the 12.
Titans?
Nope, one more down. 12. The Lions.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. It's so interesting. So the Cardinals go out here and take the first offensive lineman off of the board, which is very, very interesting. if we're not taking Skronsky, which we're not.
No, we're not.
They take Parrish Johnson, the Ohio State
Yep.
blindside tackle,
Mhm.
who is a beast. Don't
Beast.
get me wrong, in any regard, complete savage. But yeah, they take him at 6, high payroll. I don't know if this is exactly the guy you want this high up in the draft. I feel like this might be a little bit of a reach.
Really?
I had Jalen Carter, who's still on the board,
Mm-hmm.
who really could have helped. This isn't the Detroit Lions, I understand, and that's who I had them picking, but had them picking for.
Yep.
But I definitely think. I mean, you thought they were taking Witherspoon.
I thought they were taking Witherspoon. I thought that would have been a great pick for
I
them.
was surprised that the Lions traded down. I don't hate it though.
That
They
the
got,
Lions traded down.
yeah, they got a guy they wanted, and we clearly know why now.
Yeah, we know why. Well, the later pick is a big surprise, honestly, to me. But I'm honestly
Well, it's not anymore.
the Lions pick.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, you mean like over Bijan?
Yeah.
Well,
He didn't go
Bijan
over
went.
Bijan. It's just that he's in the first round.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I personally like the pick of Paris Johnson Jr. I don't think this is a reach. There's a reason that you take him over Peter Skronsky, and it's because Paris Johnson Jr. is a really good left tackle. He could be a very good left tackle, and he could be an excellent left tackle. Peter Skronsky can be a good to very good everywhere.
Sure.
Would you rather have 5 Marcus Smarts or one person actually specialized in each position? And Marcus Smart at one. You choose that.
Yeah, but this is one person. And I think they need the versatility of Skronsky, who plays every position at such a high level. He can go and be a top 5 left tackle. He can go be a top 5 left tackle.
Well, I'd like to see it.
We will.
I'm personally fine, and I like the pick of Paris Johnson.
You will. Some team got to steal. Sliding down to where Tyree Wilson finally did go. The Raiders, who do not pick a quarterback because they have Jimmy G, as you said, going to take Tyree Wilson. Definitely somebody that's going to help their team. Max Crosby's been their most and only extremely efficient player on that defense. So now you line up Tyree Wilson next to him on the other side. I wouldn't want to play any Raiders defense. I don't know about you.
I mean, Tyree Wilson, we both had him at number, 5?
Yeah,
we both had him at Seattle.
Yeah.
So, honestly, it's a good steal by the Raiders. They could have picked a bunch of different players here. Peter Skronsky's a name there.
Yeah.
They needed a cornerback. You could take Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Safety, Ryan Branch. I mean, all these players are still there. And Jalen Carter's still on the board. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, but Tyree Wilson is probably the best talent on the board right
now. Jalen Carter.
It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up for sure. And if you're not looking for those off-the-field problems, I feel like Tyree Wilson's a better option.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
No?
I do like the pick of Tyree Wilson. Don't get me wrong. He's a freak athlete and can do many, many things for this team.
Yes, he's a bull.
And will do many, many things for this team. Right there. Yeah. 6'6", 275.
He's a beast. He's lean, too.
He's nice. This is definitely going to help that Raider defense.
Sliding down to the Falcons, we were talking about.
I knew they were going to
running backs getting picked and Bijan Robinson.
I knew it.
You know, both of us did not see this happening. Both of us went. Well, you traded out. I thought that the Falcons were going to take Luke Van Ness, which, after seeing what has happened, that was a bad idea. Regardless, the Falcons do go and pick up Bijan at the 8, which is the highest we've seen a running back in a while. For sure. Saquon was like 6 years ago now. 4, 5 at least.
This is the 5th year.
Okay, well, he was still. Was he taking top 5?
Oh, yeah. He was taking 3.
Still, Bijan at 8 is wild. Even when teams were taking Saquon 5 years ago, the running back position was still
2.
Okay. Even at 2, the running back position was a lot more coveted than it is right
Yes.
now.
Yeah, right now it's not.
Right now, it's not. So for a team to go and take Bijan at 8
8.
is crazy.
I mean, he's a freak talent.
He's a freak.
Freak talent.
But you're looking at this Falcons team, and they don't need a running back.
They don't not.
They now have Algier,
Yeah.
Cordell, and Bijan.
Bijan.
So okay, it's going to be a dirty run team, but let's see what this offensive line can do. I guess they're not exactly winning 7 games.
Well, that's why they're just trying to get the run game going.
Let alone get into the playoffs.
Well, if you can't throw the ball, be able to run the ball.
Sure.
Which arguably has not worked in the history of football. Because the Giants are trying that. How's that going, my guy?
Not too well.
I did have a strong inkling that the Falcons were going to take this pick.
Should have said something.
I wanted to give it to them because if there was a team that was going to be bold enough and arguably stupid enough, that was the word, to do it, definitely the Falcons. Either them or the Detroit Lions.
Flock of flame.
Thank you. Do I like the pick? Sure, why not? He's going to help them. Yeah, and then if you need to trade away one of the, you can trade Cordell for a nice 7.
Yeah, I guess. But Cordell's still nice. And you're gonna have to go pay Bijan
in 4 years.
And you're still gonna have to pay his rookie deal. His rookie deal is gonna be significantly more than if he was taken typically at the end of the first round or the beginning of the second.
It's still not a lot.
It's not crazy.
It's like 3 mil.
It's more than that. It's like 3-4 mil a year.
Yeah.
Against like 1 mil a year.
That is true.
It's $10 million at least right there. That's a lot.
It's the NFL, my guy.
That's money, man.
It is money. It is. Man. Yeah, go tell Jerry Jones that.
I will. I will.
We're just swimming.
I will.
In the dough.
At the 9 spot, we finally have Jalen Carter go.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles trade up to take the Jesus Christ, the Chicago Bears space. I thought they were going to take Skoronski. You thought they were going to take Christian Gonzalez, both of which were very reasonable answers. And they go and take Jalen Carter, which we didn't expect. Either of us didn't expect him to fall this far.
No.
Yeah, you had him at 3. I had him at 6.
Jalen Carter,
and he goes at 9.
The goddamn Eagles had a phenomenal draft.
The Eagles were chilling.
People were just falling to them, and the Eagles don't need anything.
The Eagles don't need a lot. They're just kind of collecting refined talent at this point.
So they're like, okay, we're not going to trade up. We might trade up 1 spot. Mm-hmm. We're not going to make giant leaps, and we're going to get the best talent. That's just not a quarterback. And it'll be great for us.
Well, you also look at who they're losing. Hargrave, who was key for their team last year, is gone. Kazir White, who also played a massive role.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Epps, Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all rather big names that they're going to have to fill these holes. And Jalen Carter can go in there right now
and do it
and fill Hargrave and Kazir White's arguable roles. And with them adding Rashad Penny, James Bradbury, Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, I mean, they're essentially just patching leaks at this point.
It's
little leaks. Yeah. And let's go and make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we'll get to their second pick in the draft, which is also a phenomenal pick by them. But I am perfectly fine, and I like the Jalen Carter pick. I don't think they give a damn about his off-the-field stuff. They'll probably like it in Philly, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. That's a team that's not going to give a flying fudge.
No. I like it.
Mm-hmm. So with the Eagles moving up, that means that the Bears move down.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely know that the Bears have had a very interesting offseason already, picking up a few free agents, losing a few people. They go and take an offensive tackle here. You would expect Skoronski specifically, but other names, they take Darnell Wright.
They do take Darnell Wright.
Was the first head scratcher, in my opinion, of the top of the draft in general.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. They pick up defensive players, a guard in Nate Davis. They lost their tackle Riley Reef, who was a Pro Bowler last year.
Oh,
and David Montgomery.
Yeah, they don't.
So I can understand them grabbing a tackle. I just didn't think this was the man's. But hey, maybe you said something I'm not.
I don't disagree with what you're saying here. I don't see the reason. Again, it's the same kind of sentiment of um Paris Johnson Jr., where you know that this guy is very good at this position.
Mhm.
But I don't think that you would stretch over Peter Skronsky to get him.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think if Peter Skronsky had already gone and you're like, okay, these two people above me might try to trade up and get it, then I would do it.
Yeah, I agree with
But
that.
I would not leapfrog Peter Skronsky for him personally.
Yeah, I thought that was outrageous. And in them leapfrogging him, he goes in the next pick. So I think that's even more.
But yeah, that's even more reason why
I
the hell you
think
do
that's
it.
kind of ridiculous.
What's the Bears? They don't know what they're doing.
So that means the